Greetings and salutations, dear viewers, and welcome to Fragment Friday. Fragment Friday, of course, is where I play video games for all of you, and the game that I'm playing is voted on and decided by all of you. And the winner this week that you decided you wanted me to play is Tofu Tower! Tofu Tower, of course, being the game I made. All art, design, programming, everything about this game was made by me except the music. Which was, what's the word? What's the word what's the word that let me use the music?
What?
What's the word that they let me use the music?
Creative Commons?
Sure.
What? What's the word that they let you use the music?
Music was Creative Commons, I guess. So I could use it as long as I credited them. Royalty free. There we go. So yeah, Tofu Tower. I could see Tofu there on the right being blocked by the chat, so that's cool. So because because I'm the one who made this game, we'll get a chance to get some developer insight into it. But before we do that, a quick word on Fragment Friday. I should. A quick word on Fragment Friday is every game, or every single donator, because we'll be accepting donations over the course of the evening, every single donator gets to suggest a game for me to play. By the way, if you want to play Tofu Tower, I'm posting links right now. Pardon the double music while I have to go get links. So we have one on Itch and one there on Game Jolt. Play whichever one you want. Just go play it, enjoy it, have fun. The game is designed as a kind of, not an idle game, but a casual dungeon crawler. Casual dungeon crawler card game with roguelike elements. So, there you go. So, a few words on how Fragment Friday works, though, is we'll be accepting donations over the course of the evening. You heard one come in just a moment ago. And every single donator gets to vote on what game I play next week. You can suggest any game under the sun, absolutely any game. And I will put all of these games into a list that we will vote on next week. And by any game, I mean any game. I mean, if you want me to play a single-player game, multiplayer game, play an online game with all of you guys, whatever. Do keep in mind, though, that if I'm simply unable to play a game, or in some cases refuse to play a game, I will remove it from the list. If you're not sure if I'm willing or able to do a game, go ahead and ask in the chat and I'll do my best to answer. Also, to those of you watching at home, I always say that and I'm referring to the people watching the video once it goes up on YouTube. But, like, I would assume most of us are at home. But, for those of you watching at home, if you still want to vote, you can donate. In the video description is a link to the donation page. You can donate even afterwards when you're watching the video, and next week that it comes up, I will still see that donation, and I can still take your game suggestion into account. I'll even read your donation at the start of the stream. Oh, what else do we got? Also in the link to the donation is a link to my Steam game list. You don't have to suggest a game from that, but if you're having trouble coming up with an idea, there's a pretty good springboard. A lot of games on there. What else do we got? The top donator of the evening wins an emoticon made custom for them for our Discord, the official Naka Discord, which I can get a link for right here. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to be anything fancy. Show up, don't be a jerk, have fun. I just want it to be a nice place where everybody can hang out and have a good time. You'll get your own emoticon. Top donator of the evening will get their own emoticon added to that, custom made by Barry. Obviously, you do have to be a member of the Discord in order to get that. And finally, our good friend Beyond, always a good friend of the channel, is giving away 3 games to the donators at the end of the stream. The games up for the potential of winning this week are Morph Blade, Octodad, and Ellipsis. Do keep in mind, in order to win these games, you have to also be a member of the Discord, as that's where he hands them out. I think I've covered everything. I did. Okay. As the donations that we got in, since last week we got $1 in from Kaiser, the plotting lurker, who says, "In before my 4G dies on me, yo Naka, Berry, Muffin, and everyone, hope you're all doing good. Vote for the game this week is Newtopia. But Naka Eternal. Also, I'll have a new update for you tonight." Oh man! Thank you very much, Kaiser, and I look forward to seeing that. I'm commissioning Kaiser to do a drawing for me. And then that was followed more recently by $1 in from Itinerant Soldier, who says, "Good evening, Naka. This week has been very much devoted to not game things, so I'll leave it simple this week. Game suggestion: Fury. Oh, that's an interesting game. Boss Rush the game. It looks really interesting, though. I've kind of wanted an excuse to play that game. And then that was $5 in from Beyond, who says, "And tonight, special guest and developer of the game we have tonight, Naka. I really wish this game was on Android. It's super neat. I still want to see you play Octodad, Naka. It's fun." Thank you very much, Beyond. I think it'd be cool if I could get this game on mobile.
It would be more feasible to get it on Android than it would be to get it on iPhone.
That's true.
Like, leagues more feasible and leagues less expensive.
That is true. iPhone is silly.
Apple, why you gotta be this way?
Okay, so, back to... I think I've got everything up now and ready, and I've said all the things. It only took me forever and a half. Okay, let's get that up too. Okay, so this is the main menu of Tofu Tower. Not the title screen, but the main menu. So what I was going to do this week, I was going to start by, somebody wanted to know how tall the tower is in Tofu Tower, and I don't have a limit for it put into the game, so it's effectively whatever the limit on the variable is, which I'm not actually sure.
Oh, you're gonna do this right away? Oh god.
So let's start by running this in debug mode. Oh no, crap, hold up. Dungeon? Dungeon. Okay, I gotta grab these and I gotta put them up, because I need these. These are my debug buttons. And then I have to go into the code, and I have to re-enable them.
You should just put that in a dev group.
I guess.
Just disable a group.
Okay, let's try this again. See all my odd variables being run down there on the bottom. Okay, so I'm level 1. What do I have? I got cards. I made it to 40. I gotta remember how to play this game. Okay, so the debug buttons that I have here, I have show, which just, it shows everything on the map. It's similar to using all of the... Oh, the screen's not set. Oh, that's right, because it did that. Ah, there, go away. That was $1 in from Tiny Witch in a big hat who says Tofu Tower, more like Tofu Tower. Okay. Thank you, Beyond. I'm sorry, it must have been when I started Tofu Tower up, it went, hey, you've got Tofu Tower up, that means I should use this display instead. So, okay, hopefully it's displaying correctly now. So the buttons, I got the show button, which shows where everything is, makes things getting around easier. $2 in from Oyernaru the Comatose, who says, this week has been taxing. Thankfully, it's over. By the way, I think I'll resume those Final Fantasy XIV guides in Stormblood. There's really not much of a point this late in the Heaven's Lord, is there? Hi there anyway. Thank you very much, Oyernaru! Okay, so then we have Hurt, which doesn't look like much, but it reduced every enemy on this floor to 1 HP. And then I have New, which just takes me to the next floor. And I can just hit this button all day long, and it takes me up floors.
Of course, you don't want to do that 50 million times.
Yeah, that's going to take me forever and a half, though. So I can go down here to my global variables, where I have a current floor variable, and I can just go... I'm on a floor! Yeah, I mean, we're up there. We're on floor...
Something and 1. 46 something and 1.
It looks like 460 trillion and 1.
Woo.
Okay, so I should put a card up.
Kill it.
I can't play more than just that. I want to see how much damage I do to this thing.
None.
I do no damage to a level 460 trillion enemy. Who would have thought?
It's gonna murder you. Just go to the floor.
Okay, so if I wait, it'll kill Toby because I don't actually reduce his attack at all. But now I can kill it, and...
Wow.
Well...
What did you do?
I leveled up a lot.
You're only level 2.
She leveled up a lot.
Is that the level?
No. The level just doesn't display. The reason I'm still only level 2, but that's because there is a cap on how much experience the player can get. So, like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you blitz super far in, you can't just do that. But I'm not entirely sure.
Should probably get some cards and see what they are.
Okay, it's only oh, that's right, because when you get a card, it's only level 1.
Wait, are you not gonna put them in your deck?
Oh!
What did you do? What happened?
So when you click on the dungeon button, it brings up a list of all the floors you've been to, so you can quick travel to floors that are a multiple of 20.
Oh no!
So all these are, like, it lists multiples of 20 past how
Oh no!
far you've gone. So... Oh...
Oh no!
Okay, so what happened is when it creates the list, each individual item in the list is a sprite, and I create all of them, and then I hide or show them as necessary. So it probably just tried to create something in the neighborhood of 40 trillion sprites? So...
Oh.
Just close it.
That's so sad.
Okay. Let's try again. Let's see what happens when I actually go over the top. I don't know how...
God, it didn't save, did it?
Oh...
Does it autosave?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, no, does it?
You have a save button.
Yeah, I do. Maybe it doesn't autosave. Alright, well, let's go to... Let's see how high this goes.
Ah!
It's floating point! Oh my goodness, there is no upper bound! It's a floating point!
Really? There's no upper bound to a float?
No, but... And this is where the fun comes in! How floating points work is they have a certain number of digits reserved for the precision, because like of the amount of data stored in a...
There's just a chat.
So how floating points work is of all the bits that make up the floating point, a certain number of them are designated to precision, and then a certain number of them are designated to effectively store how many, like, power of 10 where this floating point is. So what you could say is something like, if you only have, I'm just going to talk in decimal despite that this isn't stored in decimal, just to help make it make sense to all of you guys. If a floating point can store, say, if it reserves like 2 digits for a placeholder, and then 4 digits for precision, then you can have, say, 9,999 in your precision. And then the thing that's the placeholder kind of thing would tell you that it's at a, like, 0, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, if you go beyond that, if you, say, have a placeholder of, I keep saying placeholder, that's not what I mean, it's like a power of 10, of, say, 10, then that means the 9,999 you have will be multiplied by 10, giving you a much larger number at the cost of precision. So instead of 9,999, you would have 99,990. And there's nowhere to store that, the single digit. The singles digit, the ones digit. There's nowhere to store that information. So if you get big enough, if your number gets big enough, you start running out of precision on the lower end of things. So I can go to an insanely high floor, but it won't be able to easily tell what specific floor I'm on in the ones digit, which is actually really important.
Oh no.
So... this is gonna get funny when it starts losing track of which exact floor I'm on.
Here goes!
No, it's not crashed yet. I can still run around.
That's just
Oh, the graphical issue is because I changed what current floor I'm on, so it thinks I'm on a different floor, even though I'm not, so that's why it's displaying weird. Yeah, leveled up. Look at that.
Oof.
so we're here. We're on floor 1E plus 27. What if I go to the new floor?
Ah!
1E plus 27. 1E plus 27. 1E plus 27.
Just do that like
1E
100
plus
times.
27. This is what I meant by it loses precision. Wow, $70 in from Seti Fone, who says, I'm worried the stream might crash from your shenanigans, so I'm getting this donation in early now. This is a silly game suggestion, but if you'd consider it, maybe Grand Blue Fantasy. Well, I'll give it a look at the very least. Thank you very much, Seti. So at this point, I don't actually know if I'm going up floors anymore. Like, if I go up a floor, I'm not actually sure. Oh.
What is that? Oh. F-O-E.
F-O-E!
Kill it! Burn it!
F-O-E!
Oh. Yeah!
We did it!
Yeah! Is that just a random chance?
Yeah. I think it's only, I forget what the limits were I set on it. Like, it only shows up beyond floor, like, 20. So you don't just get nuked in, the first floor. And its power is actually... How strong it is dynamically determined based on what the highest floor you have ever been to is.
Oh. So you could just be running around on, like, floor 21 and have gotten to, like, floor 160?
Yeah.
And that thing is just gonna come in and, like, smear your lower level characters?
Yeah, just find... Like, oh, I found it on level 20. It's fine. No, you've been to floor 160. It treats it like you've been to floor 160. On top of that, its strength is determined by not only that floor, but assuming you've been to that floor, it assumes you have a handful of cards able to fight at that pace. So, it's not to be taken with a grain of salt. You can probably kill it if you just throw like a bajillion low-level cards at it. Maybe? But it's designed to be killed by, like... If you've been to floor 160, I think it's designed to be killed by, like, 5 level 160 cards.
Have I mentioned that I really like the pattern on these blocks?
What, like, just how they connect to each other,
Yeah.
or just the pattern in general, or...
Oh. I like the marbles.
It was... This entire floor section, the background and the tiles, were all heavily Mega Man Legends inspired.
Yeah, I can tell, especially with the background.
For the background, I legit looked up what the background for the pause screen on Mega Man Legends 1 was. Like, I looked at that. That's where this friggin', like, circle thing comes in. Is there anything else on this floor? Nope.
Does the background parallax a little?
A little.
Oh, that's nice.
So I think we may have hit the top, honestly, because I don't think I'm going up anymore. I'm gonna scroll up the chat, though, because somebody said what the cap of a floating point is. Like, they looked up what it should be. Looks like it's 3.4... Okay, so let's change this to... no, there we go. Let's change this to 4E plus 38.
Oh.
Hi. Well, it takes 4E, which I think this was above the... I think this was above the limit for the floating point that they looked up and found.
Just start cranking it.
Crank it, man.
Here.
So I still don't think I'm actually going up floors when I click on this, so this is effectively a refresh button.
Ah!
Hi. What are you? Okay, you're an overlay. Water lady.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh hey, I remember doing the drawing for that one. Or like the sketch. And then you modified it. Remember?
Yeah.
I have it in my sketchbook. That's the only reason I remember, because I was looking for my sketchbook the other day.
Okay, so what I'm kind of doing at this point is I'm looking at the enemies to see if they ever change. And it's not looking like they do, which again leads me to believe that we are not actually going up floors anymore. Because I've been up a lot of floors, and the enemies should change out periodically. And we're still getting the same.
Yeah, because if it tries to add +1 to that, it's just gonna go back to 40 plus 50.
Yeah, it can't. Okay, so I'm pretty sure at this point. Yeah, those are all three exact enemies. We're no longer going up floors. We've lost the precision to go up floors anymore.
You also crash the game when you try to exit and re-enter the dungeon. That's sad.
Okay, that limit was for single precision. You might be using a double precision float, which is twice as many bits. Do you know what the limit is on a double precision float? Okay, upper end. Oh wow, the upper end of double precision is 10E308.
What?
All right, let's go. Oh, it doesn't like it. It won't go up that high. Yeah, 1E308. That's as high as it'll go. Yeah, I can't even go 2. I can go 1.5. $10 in from Alien Whale, who says hello Naka and chat. Happy Friday to all. I remember watching the dev streams you did when making this game. Fun times. Berries? Choice for next week game if possible. Otherwise, Fallout New Vegas. So you get to choose what game I play next week.
Farming hole.
Farming Hole.
Farming hole.
Okay, so I can go to 1.5. 1.6. I can do 1.6. 1.7. Okay, cannot do 1.7. Or 1.8. 1.75. Eventually I'm going to lose precision. 1.79. Okay, cannot do that.
Space. So the highest floor possible in Tofu Tower is
Floor
space.
infinity! There you have it, folks. Officially, the official top floor of...
It's so fitting that it's space.
Officially, the top floor of Tofu Tower.
Please kill this one enemy just for, like, closure's sake.
Infinity experience! Level infinity!
Infinity HP! Not a number.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god.
Yeah, what stats do enemies even have? Infinity.
Infinity. Wait, do you... When you hit the hurt button, do you just set it to 1?
Yes. See, when I hit the hurt button, it just changes every enemy's HP to 1. But what I can do... Oh, I got the mic in the way, I can't read these.
Oh my god, you should go, now that your excited cheerleader to toe. Just forever.
You see, though, some infinities can be bigger than others.
Don't go quoting The Fault in Our Stars at me.
Let's see here. Card array? No, it's mob array.
Was that a Fault in Our Stars reference, or was that just a mathematical reference? Because The Fault in Our Stars made a mathematical reference.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Get out.
So there's 3 enemies. Mob array.
Wait a second. This isn't R-Type. I got scammed.
I'm sorry.
This game isn't on Twitch's a list of games.
So let's see here. Mob array. Oh no, that's not the right one. What's the array that I keep the monsters in? Mob HP, infinity.
Oh.
So all the enemies have infinite HP. $1 in from Spectre Von Baron, who says, "Sorry, I can't leave my usual $5. Not gonna got money problems till next paycheck. I want to see you play Hollow Knight next week. Have you heard of it? Also, what do you think Marina would be like in Smash? Marina would be amazing in Smash." So yeah, monsters have infinite HP. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure
If you do infinite damage to something with infinite HP, what happens?
everything. I'm pretty sure I determine attack on the fly. Like, whenever they attack, I don't calculate it and put it in here. I think I have the card's base attack. Also, their max HP, I think whenever I need it, I just calculate it. Based on what floor that you see, based on what floor you find the monster on, and what the base HP is. Of course, current HP I need to store, because that varies. And I think attack, I also do that. So we can't actually find their stats, since I find them on the fly. So what happens when I attack something with infinite HP with something with infinite attack?
Does it have it?
She doesn't even have a life bar! Look, $1 in from Orinaru the Confused, who says, "You know what you must do. You need to add an immortal cheerleader card to this game to commemorate this stream." Not... Experience is not a number.
Yeah.
Infinite HP. Not a number HP!
Oh no! Nothing is happening! Mob HP is now not a number.
It's like 2 gods trying to kill each other. So this is what happens with something with infinite attack attacks something with infinite HP. It's like the age-old question of what happens if you take, like, a sword that's infinitely sharp or whatever and try to cut something that's infinitely hard?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what happens?
Obviously they turn into not a number.
Yeah.
They just cease becoming something that is comprehensible.
Yeah, we've determined what happens, and it's quite simply, their sharpness and hardness are both removed from something we could even consider as sharpness and hardness. It's like, how sharp is that sword? It's not sharp. But can it cut this? Yes.
No, it's not sharp. It's not. It's a sword, but it's not.
Yeah, the spear that can penetrate anything versus the unpenetrable shield. What happens?
They cease.
They cease. Well, I'll say, when I say it's, like, how sharp is it, and I say it's not, I don't mean, oh, it's not sharp as in it's dull. I mean, its sharpness is not. It doesn't have sharpness. It doesn't have a statistic that sharpness could be put in. Its sharpness is no longer even a variable on the object. So you've won Tofu Tower when you reach floor infinity in outer space, and nothing can kill anything. This is it.
I'm so sad that Tofu is still just level 1.
I can fix that. Oh, that's right. I actually calculate player level on the fly as well. That's okay. That's fixable. There we are. I still only have 50 HP.
Oh no!
But I'm level infinity.
How does that work?
I don't know, but I wonder if I could be killed by something with an attack that's not a number. $20 in from Drazvin Corsaris, who says, hello Naka and Barry and Muffin, hope life is treating you well. Been interesting watching you use math to break reality tonight. My request is Borderlands 2. Thank you very much, Drazvin.
Wait, but what happened to your HP bar?
Oh, it's gone because I only have 50 HP.
Oh, use a life up.
I don't have one. Or do I? I do!
You don't have stars.
I have infinite HP!
Tofu the Infinite! Oh, you have 4 out of infinite stars. Aw, how do you get stars back?
Interesting.
Does your character have stars in her variables?
Oh, I know why it's done. I have to refresh the statistic.
Yeah.
Because normally when you level up, I like reverse calculate how many stars you've consumed. But since I kind of force leveled myself up, it's like the cheerleader is only taking up 6 stars, but it technically never raised the cap from 10. So I would have to refresh that stat somehow, which I think I could do just by like discarding a card. But I don't know.
What happens when it hits you? It's never gonna hit you.
Yeah, well.
Oh. Not a number.
Tofu the Invincible! Tofu has become a god. Tofu has become immortal. Her very life force is something that cannot even be rationally understood. Tofu would be the most benevolent of gods. She would. She would just help everyone all the time. What is NaNHP? NaN stands for not a number.
In other words, this is not something that can be calculated.
Can we add an ascended tofu card?
That'd be weird.
It would. We could probably add in a... We could probably add in a super cheerleader, though.
Super cheerleader.
What would I even do? How would we even do that?
You just take the cheerleader layer and then duplicate it like 50 times behind the original cheerleader and do some like RGB separation so it just like blends into eternity.
So we can have Excited Cheerleader and Ascended Cheerleader. So Ascended Cheerleader is gonna have not a number HP. Alright, well, I think we've had our fun. So let's go back to... Let's go actually play video games. Okay, so I'm level 1 Tofu. We're starting out again. Yeah, how would you get that card?
By reaching floor infinity.
There you go. On,
Floor infinity!
if the floor is level infinity, you get the Ascended Cheerleader card.
You just get it.
You just get it.
You don't have to find it or nothing.
Okay, so I'm going to erase my save and start over, so y'all can see... There we go. So when you start a new game, I start out and I immediately bring up this collected cards thing, which, this is actually just the dialogue that shows up when you leave the dungeon. And you have collected cards in the dungeon. I did this by simply making... because there's just an array that I store all cards that you get as you go through the dungeon in. And if that array has any cards in it when you leave the dungeon, or I should say when you arrive in town, I give them to you with this collected cards thing. So I got this to pop up very simply by just making, if you start a new game, I just put some cards in that array. Just like you got them out of the dungeon. So you start with those 4. Now for the very first time, I do lock you into doing anything but opening up this deck and telling you to add cards to your deck. So you see all end decks, you gotta grab them and you gotta move them over. So now we have 4 cards in our deck. We can close out and now we can do whatever we want. Let's see, we've got the Bestiary that I can't do anything in. You can power up cards. You can right click and left click. These cards, I think in the mobile, I also made it like... Yeah, but intentionally it's right click and left click. So you right click to put one on the bottom, left click put one on top. You'll destroy the top card and add its power to the bottom card. I forget what exact calculations I do for this, but I think I give more based on the card's level. And so, like if I would level up Spoopy Ghost, it would give the Excited Cheerleader even more experience. I think the item cards, like the Life Up, give static. Like a static amount. I forget how much. You can look at your deck. This just lets you take cards in and out of your deck, so they can gray out on that side and do whatever on that side. And then we can go in the dungeon. So you can hold, I think, 5 cards in your hand at once, and you'll draw a new card every turn. You can right-click to actually look at the statistics for each card. Now, you'd think the most obvious thing to do here would be when I right-click on a card, I would bring that card to the front, like in front of the other cards, and then slide it up so you could see it. But moving these cards and changing their Z order actually really complicates matters. So instead what I do is when you right-click it, I just spawn a brand new card and just display it in front of anything. Like, behind this card is your old card, just right there. And then when you let go, it goes down, and then once it goes down all the way, it just deletes itself. Okay, so we have 10 stars, we have 6 stars, 7 stars, and 5 stars.
Spoilers, I'm definitely not drawing Tofu the Infinite.
Okay, so I added keyboard commands, so you could walk around with the keyboard, because it was a lot easier than, like, punching in the buttons, and then later on, it's not as aesthetically pleasing as I would like, but I did put the letter down here on the button so you could tell what's going on. And then we just gotta explore around. Kill some guys, level up. So for the people who weren't around normally, I did all of the art for this game. So in-game art, the character art, the FOEs, the backgrounds, the card art, the enemy art. I did all of this art myself. It was a thing. I did it largely as part of in October, there was a Draw a Monster Girl challenge that I took part of, and that's where I drew all the cards. I drew one card every day for 30 days. In general, the art for the cards took me approximately 2 hours to draw each. Did I make the music? I did not make the music. The music is the one thing in this game that I did not make on my own. The music was... What was the word somebody used before? Royalty-free. The music was royalty-free, I just had to give them credit for it, which is on the title screen. The levels are entirely randomly generated. I randomly generate them by, give me that card. I randomly generate them by I spawn 2 objects at the same point on the map, and I just move them around randomly, with a greater probability that they'll move in a straight line than turn. And I just have them move around until there are a minimum number of, squares on the map. And then, once I'm done, wherever those 2 points are become the entrance and exit stairs. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I probably should not have gone up that floor. Enemy AI works by, if it can see you in a straight line away from it, 3 blocks away, it will move towards you. So I've moved to the side once, it will no longer track me. That doesn't mean it'll keep moving in this direction, and be a butt. Oh, this may be it for me.
Tofu, you have the power of the infinite within you. I believe in you.
I really should have cut it out on the previous floor. Yep, I'm gone. And if you run out of cards, you just kind of have to run and step on spikes and get your, butt kicked, and hope you can make it to the exits before you get killed, and step on more spikes. I'm down. I should have left on the previous floor. If you are defeated, you'll notice you keep the experience that you got, and any cards that you got also keep the experience that they got. The only things you do not keep if you are defeated are if you reached a new floor milestone, which occurs every 20 floors, you do not keep that floor milestone. And if you collected any cards out of chests, you do not keep those. Okay, so I'm thinking the higher floors may be a little bit much for me at the moment. So I'm probably going to clear out floor 1 and 2. Oh, not much on floor 1. Whoops. So if you're standing on the stairs, you can still act. You're not forced to decide what to do. Like I saw the stairs down here. Like if I get on them, I can still hit a button and leave and it just closes the menu. Or I can hit cancel and then I can do whatever anyway. And while you're on them, if you do hit cancel or do whatever and you just hit wait, you'll get this again every turn. You can still fight though, that's interesting. Spikes! I have gotten so many complaints about the spikes in this game. That's like standard roguelike stuff though. The spikes have been nerfed a lot since the initial release of this game. To start with, there's a trap reveal item in the game that originally just showed you where they were, and I since made it so not only would it show you where they were, it also disarmed them. And then also, in the most recent patch to the game, I changed it so, I'm gonna leave. I got cards. Add them to our deck. In the most recent patch that I put in the game, I made it so you can... Or I made it so the spikes do half damage now. So they do half as much damage as they used to. They do a percentage damage. So you can't, like, out-level spikes.
Oh hey, Tofu character sheet going to be incredibly helpful. Literally just for colors, but still.
Okay, so of the star cost, I've got 4 left that I can spend, but all these cards are like 5s and 6s. So if memory serves, I found the most important thing you can do at the start of the game is get 2 cards on the field at once. You can start by putting out 2 Spoopy Ghosts, so if you get a second Spoopy Ghost, you can put 2 out at once.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why are there 2 different shades of brown? There's like a warm brown and a gray brown.
Crap, I don't know. Let me get Oh, one's in our mouth. I think the one on the left is Alright, later, Oyanaru. Step on spikes with level infinity. Oh my goodness! Well, if I had infinite HP, it may actually do something, but if I had not a number HP, I don't think it would do anything. I mean, technically, it's still just a number. It's like 1.74 e times 10 to the 308. Like, once it hits not a number, though, then... So yeah, most important thing you can do at the start is get out more than one card. Having multiple cards out is super, super advantageous. It's hard to do at level 1, but once you hit level 2 and you can put out the Excited Cheerleader and Spoopy Ghost, things get much easier. That lets you, for one, it gives you more type coverage, because Excited Cheerleader is blue, Spoopy Ghost is green. There is an elemental system in the game. There are 3 colors, red, green, blue, RGB. And it's a rock, paper, scissors system as to which one's better. Red is better than green, green is better than blue, blue is better than red. And this is where, like, Excited Cheerleader is doing really bad against this, but Spoopy Ghost would be able to actually do decent. Though, actually, he's green, which is what the arrow in the upper corner here is, so I would want somebody who's red, which is this Toby the Fluff, who's just gonna wreck him. But then red is bad against blue, so type coverage is super, super helpful. And in the monster distribution, I tried to make it so there's always a pretty wide variety of elements out in the field. Oh yeah, leveling up. I only have 4 though because I put out Toby the Fluff. Toby the Fluff is your highest level card at the start. Or not highest level, it's the highest star cost card, which means its stats are naturally higher. So it'll be your strongest card at the start, but it's also the last one you'll be able to play alongside other cards. I played a lot of, like, these first couple floors, for testing purposes, obviously. And then after that, I mostly just kind of made sure systems worked later on. So I don't actually have a lot of personal experience with later floors in the game, despite that I made the game. I got cards, but I'm going to leave anyway, because I got this Excited Cheerleader and I want to keep it. And now I can put out 2 cards at once. So I'm going to put out an Excited Cheerleader, wait, pull a card, Spoopy Ghost. Yeah, Excited Cheerleader and Spoopy Ghost. This also means 2 cards are going to be getting experience, which is also super, super helpful. Also, you're doing double damage because you can attack twice, so... remember what I said about the enemies having to have straight line sight? That means, when the enemy was, say, here, and I was here, I moved this way once, and he was here and moved this way once, and he never knew I was even there. Oh, you can go down this way. Oh, these guys are rough, though. But still, that's 2 turns. I only get hit once compared to before. Just get out that second card, and you can go so much farther. So a lot of inspiration for this game, or I should say a lot of the reason I made this game, was I wanted a game that I could play on break at work. I was especially interested in a first-person dungeon crawler, and I thought but I also kind of wanted to play a card game. So first-person dungeon crawler card game. That was the initial, like, inspiration for the game, I guess. And a lot of the, like, the movement with the arrow keys over here comes from the buttons, which are... like it was intended to be touch-based originally, so I could play it on my phone at work. But then also this display changed a lot. Instead of being like a first-person dungeon crawler, it turned into a kind of over-the-shoulder. Oh wow, really? And so that's where, like, that's also sort of where, when you're fighting enemies, and when you're viewing enemies, you've got this, like, fight screen up. And then you can, like, turn to face the right way. Is sort of a leftover from that, but it was also kind of a necessity. And, like, I've gotten so many complaints about the spikes. Spike placement is one, like... The spikes shouldn't spawn in narrow corridors. Well, I'm forced to walk over them. It's a roguelike, that crap happens.
It's randomly generated, and that crap happens.
On top of that, I have no real way of telling on the fly, hey, there's nothing to the left and like, this is a hallway, don't put a spike there. Or, like, you can go around another way, don't put a spike there. Like, I can't tell that on the fly. Or if I could, it would not be worth the calculations involved. Man, these friggin' scarecrows. Okay, so, I designed all the cards during the 30-day Monster Girl Challenge in, like, October or so, over Halloween. Ah, it's up there. The enemies, I also did a Monster Girl challenge for. But what I did for that one was it was more of a self-imposed, oh yeah, new lady. Got the skeleton lady. You should have a card that shows all the traps on the floor. I do. I don't have one on me, but I do. There exists one in the game. It shows and disarms traps, because people complained when all I did was show them the traps.
Which I guess kind of makes sense, because, like, if you know that the trap is there, then you can, like, technically avoid it.
Yeah. Hey, we've made it to floor 6. We got a different background. I should also probably leave soon. But the EXPs! Yeah, this crap's starting to actually get kind of hard. I should leave. I should really leave. What language is this written in? It was made in a program called Construct 2, which is, I guess you could call it more of a scripting language, but I believe it has a back end of Ruby? What was it?
No, it's JavaScript.
JavaScript?
Yeah.
Okay, so the back end of it is JavaScript, but Construct 2 itself is more of a scripting language. See, now this is the point where I don't necessarily want to just keep putting in cards.
I think the technical term for it is integrated development environment.
without an excited cheerleader. Oh no, you've got 400. Yes. Yes. What's the story of this? Mostly, it's that, it's kind of an excuse plot, to be perfectly honest. Tofu just wants to help everybody, and there were some people who said, legend says that the item at the top of this tower is, like, super good and can help / cure people, and they really wanted / needed it, and Toph was like, I'll get it so I can help people.
Of course, the top of the tower is infinite space.
Yeah, of course there is no actual top to the flower. It's a really big flower, really. That's what the tower is, it's just a big flower. There is no top to the tower. It's designed to be an endless game. Like, it's purely an excuse plot, just so you can play the game. But yeah, that's about it. I feel like canonically, like in all of Welgaia, and the world of Welgaia, it will need to have a top with something at it. But I don't know how high that's gonna be or what's gonna go on with it.
Why can't it canonically be infinite space?
Wait, no, why did I put another Toby the Fluff in? I need another Spoopy Ghost in. Spoopy Ghost, excited cheerleader. Bracket. Yeah, so once you start leveling up, things go a little bit easier. Once you get 2 cards out, things go a lot easier. Those greens are still annoying as crap. The greens, I also changed their stats to work a little bit like, I made their stats work a little bit like red tends to have higher attack and lower HP, whereas greens tend to have higher HP and lower attack. So that's also why these greens are just so tanky, is greens just kind of tend to be more tanky. I think I made the blues more well-balanced. Off to a good start, stepping on 3 spikes now on the first floor. So enemies cannot stand on stairs or move over stairs. They will attack you if you're on stairs, but they can't go over them. I think they also block line of sight, so if you're on, like, the other side of stairs, they don't know you're there. It's a lot of spikes. 2 spikes on this floor now. I've stepped on so many spikes. Okay, so spacing is also key. Spacing is one of the things that I've always really loved about, like, the Mystery Dungeon type games. I mean, roguelike games, really. But, like, enemy spacing has always been one of my favorite things, where, like, you have to look where you are in relation to the enemy and figure out where they'll move, and, like, move accordingly, so they move near you, but you get the first attack. And especially when you get multiple enemies around, that becomes a little bit of a dance, and it's one of my more favorite parts of, like, roguelikes. Yeah, I see you going over there. Getting tired of these spikes, though. Getting tired of these spikes! Getting tired. Getting right tired. I'm gonna have to leave. I did not make the music, but I did make the sound effects. Just as a note. For the sound effects, I think I just used SFXR. Which is kind of an 8-bit sound effect generator that you can tweak a bunch of stuff. Make your own sound effects. Hmm. Yeah, I'll probably end up using that if I really need to make more sound effects at this point. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, I leveled up a bunch! Oh, I got 9. I got 9 things to put out. What's good against green? RG. So red, eat it! Yeah. Okay, so I got 7. I can put out either one. RGB. G. You're level 1. You're level 3. Let's put you out. Like, man, those tanky greens. Maybe I should lower how much HP the greens have. Who made this tower? This tower is a leftover from the old times. I didn't want, like, the standard, there's an ancient civilization or whatever in Tofu Tower. Or not in Tofu Tower, in Welgaia in general. Okay, so I think it's interesting that due to scaling, you can actually see, like, a pixel between all of these tiles, but I actually sort of like it, because I know exactly where tiles are. Just due to the way the scaling worked. But, like, I don't know, I almost sort of like it, because I can see the tiles more easily. Like, I know exactly how many tiles away something is. Okay, I'm kind of hurting, and I'm running out of cards. So one trick is, or I guess one thing you want to concern yourself with is how many cards you carry around with you.
Yeah, stop with the butt.
Yeah, so one thing you want to be concerned with is how many cards you carry around with you, because you do want to carry around a number of cards. But you also don't want to carry around so many. Oh, no more sweet ghosts. Because you want to carry, the more cards you have, like, obviously I'd hit that end and go, oh, well, I can just keep going because I can play more cards. But then also, if you have more cards out, you have to level up more and more cards in order to get anywhere. How many cards can you hold total? I don't think I put a limit on it. Like, I think you can put as many as you want in. They won't do you any good. Because, like, it's almost a detriment once you get to the point that you have too many cards. I'm gonna power up some of these, though, because I've got so many excited cheerleaders. Then we got our Toby the Fluff. Just a way to turn in cards for experience, because I felt like otherwise you'd just be getting so much. Also, at the start, I'm going to play my lower level ones. Draw another card. I'm going to play my lower level cards to get them some experience so I can play the higher level cards on the higher floors. No reason to, like, wear out my powerful cards before I even get to the things that I need to fight with them. Or fight with, yeah. I worded that correctly. I mostly did that because I wanted you to get, like, I wanted to put chests everywhere that you go, oh man, look how cool that is. I want a chest, I want to get that. But, like, once you have a couple of a card, you really don't need more. And it just got cumbersome. So I wanted to create, like, some excitement for getting to these floors. Or some excitement for getting the chests, but also a way to get rid of, like, when you just have an excess. And that power-up thing actually worked really well. So most things in this stat are exponential to a degree. I spent a long time getting the math right on how exactly I want all of the curves to go. It was a fun time, let me tell you. But for the most part, everything does scale exponentially, which means you'll get smaller increases at lower levels and higher increases at higher levels. So, like, going from level 1 to level 2, your attack may go from, like, 4 to 5, but then when you're at, like, level 100, your attack will go from, like, 400 to 430 or something. I mean, not that exaggerated, I'm sure. I don't actually remember what the stats of cards at that point would do. Do cards have any passives, special abilities, or do they just have attack, HP, and defense, and star cost? They just have the attack, defense, and star cost. I originally wanted to put in passives. Like, I wanted to make this a full-blown, what can you do in a card game and make it great. So I was thinking, like, all the passive skills and making things interesting, and it became an absolute nightmare to even consider programming. Like, I trashed that idea early on when I realized I did not want this game to be my life's work. I wanted just to make a silly little game you could play. Like, I wanted to add so much more complexity to the game, but it was just... I'm only one person. Oh, and if I haven't explained it already, as long as... When you're facing an enemy, the enemy directly in front of you is the one that's going to show up in the middle. If I'm facing that way and the enemy's to my left, the enemy actually shows up on my left. And you can't even rotate while you're in battle. But if the enemy's behind you, as it is here, and it doesn't display here, the card will, or the enemy will bypass your cards and attack your HP directly.
Kind of, a little bit reminiscent of, like, what's it called, Brandon?
Hmm.
What's that game called?
Yeah, so your cards will act as a buffer, so the enemies have to use your attacks, or have to attack your cards. Your cards are in the way, after all, but they can attack your back, so you do still have to worry about positioning.
No, it's... Yeah, that's...
Oh yeah, I remember that game. Why use FOE as the enemy sprite? Because FOE.
FOE?
Even in your Tofu Tower. Okay, now the great thing is going to be once I level up enough that I can put out a Spoopy Ghost as well. Man, 3 cards out, complete type coverage. Okay, so this area may not be terribly obvious because I couldn't add, like, animations or anything to these tiles, but you're supposed to be in just a little bit of water on the ground. It's super unobvious, though. Oh, wow. Rex. So you can also kind of pay attention to... what was up here? To which enemies in particular are giving you trouble, and kind of... it's just... which enemies in particular are giving you trouble, and try to have a card out of an element that can deal with them. Enemies cannot see you through enemies. If memory serves. So you won't get too horribly swamped. Wow, she hurts. Hey, rude. Okay, this is probably going to be it for me. I'm burning through cards now. Okay, so let's add some life up cards to our deck. Let's add our third Spoopy Ghost. So we got 3 and 3. I, like, never use these item cards. Like, I put them in. I never use them. I'm gonna explore the whole map anyway. I'm not gonna be in a position of, like... I mean, I guess it would be nice to have if you got into a position of, I need to get out now, where's the exit? Okay, so let's see here. I've got some of those extra. Oh, and then you can actually check the bestiary as well. And you can see a slightly higher resolution picture of each of the enemies that you've taken out. $1 in from Kaiser the Plotting Lurker, who says, "The plot thickens!" I mean, here's the update. And he gave me a link. Oh, that looks so cool!
Ah!
This is what I commissioned him to do. Oh! Kaiser, my only concern is that it looks like the background isn't, like, perspective the same way their feet are. I'll show you guys when it's done, as long as Kaiser's cool with that anyway. I'll talk to you, after the stream, I'll talk to you about what I think is what's going on. So... Okay, so, yeah, you can see all the enemies that you've seen here. So you've got the little elemental. I tried to get all the elements there, so you got wind, water, fire, and earth. A little plant life wrapping around its feet. You get the scarecrow. A lot of these enemies aren't even... like, malevolent. When I was designing these originally, I think I was talking to the Twitch chat at the time, because I streamed most of the development for this game. And I had the chat come up with a lot of the descriptions for these. And we got the witch. Big hats! Yeah, so you get a slightly higher resolution picture of each enemy that you've seen. And you can see how many enemies total you would have here. There's quite a few. There's something like 50 enemies or something. A lot of life up cards. Somebody didn't shuffle this deck. Okay, so I still have 5... Oh, wait, no, I have 5 stars left over? Crap. Get another Spoopy Ghost out there. Attacking with 3 cards! I still don't have enough to get out, Toby on the third, as the 3rd card, but even getting this out is going to be super helpful. Eat it. All 3. $1 in from Evolution Trainer Daisy, who says, "Good evening, Naka and Madam Berry. I hope your week has been good. My vote is for Tales of Berseria or Captain Toad Treasure Tracker." Thank you very much, Thank you very much. I completely, like, messed up everything I was saying. Or Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Naka forever, and then I was saying, thank you very much, Evolution Trainer Daisy. Okay, so I have walked into a bad deal here. They're white.
White?
Yeah, technically they're white at 50% transparency. Okay, so I've got greens and blues, and we're up against greens and blues. So green is good against blue. So I'll probably want to level 1, level 5. Let's see if I can just take you the crap out. So I don't have to worry about having... There we go, minimum damage. See, one of my favorite things about, like, roguelikes and mystery dungeon type games is that spacing and timing and thinking of, like, oh no, I'm stepped into a wrong position, I've got too many enemies here, I have to actually think about what I'm going to attack and how I'm going to attack it, in what order. Yeah. Like, that's one of my favorite things. And then, like, right there, where we had two enemies, and I had to go, okay, what do we do? Do I attack the right one? Do I attack the left one? What are our elements? How do I work this out? But then, of course, if you space right out on the field, you should never really even have to worry about that. But sometimes you get into bad positions. It's all about, like, kind of, I guess, it's on-the-fly strategy, but it's very simple strategy. It's not like an overarching complexity or anything with it, it's just... That was a simple floor, I guess. Let's see here, what is it? What is it? Somebody was asking a question, Spectre is explaining it. Oh, Science String Act. Yes, playing Tofu Tower today, which is the game that I made. How Fragment Friday typically works is every donator over the course of the stream gets to suggest a game for me to play. I'm gonna level up. And then I take all the games that were suggested and put them into a list, and at the beginning of the next stream, I let everybody vote on what game I'm going to play. Yeah, I'm not just showing it off, though there was a recent update to the game. In the recent update, I added a new card, which I think you get at floor 50. There's a fairly high chance that you'll get it out of the chests on floor 50. Ah, Pope. These we got a blue and a green. Still got these. You're level 2, you're level 6. I attacked the wrong one. Does the game have ninjas? Does it? I don't think it does. Yeah, the card that was added was the anniversary card. I think you can get it at a fairly high chance on floor 50. On top of that, I made some other general tweaks to the game. I made leveling up a fair bit easier. I made the spikes do less damage. What else did I do? I can't remember. There's a change. Anywhere you play the game, there's a change log listed. Oh dear. Wait, can I? I have 1 star left. 6 star, 5 star. I could totally play the excited cheerleader. Heck yeah. Get all of them. Any credits for the music are on the title screen. There should be a little credits button. And that lists not only who made the music, but where you can find them. And where I found the music. Just gonna step on all the spikes. And this skeleton lady's giving me trouble. No, don't you dare kill Toby! You monster! Toby's probably gonna go down, and I don't want to lose Toby. I'm gonna life up Toby. That'll also let me draw another card, so that's cool. Do the spikes only hurt you once, or every time you step on them? Only once. After you trigger them, you do not continue to get hurt. What attacking Toby, you monster! Nope. Yep, the enemy... I was debating giving the enemies, like, some kind of AI to, like, target certain things, or target cards they're weak to, or whatever. But it got to the point, again, where I was debating how much work am I going to put in this game. Like, for what was supposed to just be a stupid game. So instead of programming in AIs and all of that mess, I just... just made him attack randomly. They don't give a crap who, they're just beating up everybody. Oh yeah! Wait, do I want to play you? You're level 3, you're level 2, so it doesn't matter. Full type coverage! Rude! I don't know if I should, but I'm gonna go to the next floor. Oh wow, 4 HP. Man, that hurts. That hurts. That's okay, I got more cards. Make 2 bosses. The game doesn't really have bosses. It sort of has bosses. There is... oh, new enemies! Okay, these are getting to be my last cards, so anybody that's not Toby, I should heal when they get low. Or maybe I should just leave. The game only has one real boss, if you want to call it that, and that is the overwhelming presence. No, or does it have more? Hold up. No, I closed out a construct. Dang it! There is a second boss. Ah, what do you do, though? I think the second boss just always shows up on floor 100. Nobody's ever gotten there. Nobody's played this game to 100 floors. No. I'm gonna leave. That's the smarter plan. Okay, so that's a lot of life up cards, but I'm cool with that. Still just got these. Ooh, I got a Lily White. And I got a Lily White and a Sunny Mare. Ah, they are 8 and 10 stars though, and I just got to the point where I can attack. I can get these 3 out at once. So I'm gonna hold off on putting any of them in the deck. Is there anything else I want to put in though? Reveal map, reveal traps. No, I think I should focus on what I have. So let's go you. Okay, we've got you at level 1. It's a little irritating. Okay, so we have 5 life ups, I'll leave it at that. It's a little irritating. If I left-click to highlight a card and then scroll, because I'm left-clicking, it deselects that card. That's a little irritating. I should fix that. Oh, we also got the mummy. We've seen the mummy. Oh yeah, getting out all the things. We can get out of Toby, we can get out of Spoopy. Dang it. Dang it. Well, I got 8 cards. What else can I put out? I can put out another Toby.
So far, this is Tofu the Infinite.
Tofu the Infinite. She's seen beyond.
There's more to come.
Have I read Yotsubato? No, I may know of it, but I don't especially know. Maybe, I don't know. Are there descriptions of the monster cards like the enemy cards? Yes, it's actually right on each card. They're not nearly as descriptive. You just get Spoopy Ghost. Just says, "Too spoopy." But yes, there is a description on all of them. I remember this was another one, like, I got a lot of complaints for, I should be able to use the life up on myself and heal myself, and I was like, you can? So I had to put the drag to your HP bar in parentheses at the bottom, and hopefully people figured it out. There's also generally a lot of confusion about how to play the game, so I ended up putting this help dialogue over here. You can toggle back and forth between page 1 and page 2. So just a rough, like, this is how you play the game. Okay, so I'll put out your level 6, level 1, level 4, let's put out another Spoopy. The level 1's going pretty quick at this point. I mean, I can kill just about everything without getting hit, so it's almost free experience. Have I seen Konosuba? That one I don't even recognize the name for, but I don't know, I'd be surprised at some of the stuff I've seen. So maybe, I don't know. If I had, I don't remember the name. Spikes. That's a lot of guys. Later, Crimson. I mean, I can talk about a bunch of the stuff that went into the development of this game and kind of stuff that works behind the scenes for this game and little things that I've figured out, but I can... Honest to goodness, I can probably only play this and it stays interesting for so long. So I'm probably going to call it here soon-ish, I guess. How long do you think it'll take to...
I tell it it's not going to be done on stream.
Oh. Alright, well, that's all I can get for this floor. Anybody ask any questions I haven't got around to answering? Like, did I miss them? Otherwise, if you have any questions about what's going on, I'm happy to answer. I remember somebody saying before that, like, I'm actually, like, Naka's not actually a bad artist. His main opponent is time. And that is most certainly true. I am a very slow artist. Like, I can't art like you art. I build things, I don't, like, art. I can't just, like, pencil to paper and go, whoa, there we go, look at that. Like, I obsess over the tiniest details so strongly. Like, that's why I do all my line work in Adobe Illustrator, of all things. A technical illustration program. And that lets me, like, move things around ever so subtly. I know you, Barry, have gotten on me more times than I can count for, like, I'll make a subtle change and I'll be like, I'm so much happier with this now, and you look at it and go, I can't see what you even did. I can't tell a difference. Sometimes even, like, side by side, I can't tell what you did to it. No, spooky ghost. Yeah, with the cards leveling up now and now having 3 out at once, I'm making pretty good progress. Like, I'm on floor 7 here, and it takes, like, there's, like, no challenge in getting here to floor 7. You don't get a checkpoint until floor 20, though. Man, I'm just gonna step on all the spikes walking back and forth here. Oh, this could be fun. The background is transparent, so you can see. You can see if somebody's sneaking up on you. I'm so happy with some of the music in this game. Like, I know I didn't make it, but I'm still so happy with it. Like, I don't know, this is good music. No, how dare you. Oh, I should pay attention and heal people now, because I'm out of new cards to place down on the field. Oh, floor 9. Let's go to floor 10. If I can make it to floor 11, we're going to floor 11. We gotta see the new aesthetic.
Say hi!
2 HP, ow. Pope! 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 Oh no, I do have more cards, so I don't have to worry about, like, blitzing out. But then what level are these? Level 3, level 7? Ooh, those are actually pretty good. Level 5, 5, 7? Also getting good experience, good levels out of this, though. Alright, floor 11. New aesthetic. We were already introduced to our new enemy. So we're not going to be getting an enemy for a little while now. Oh wow, she hurts. Bone Lady hurts. I really should not go any further than this floor. But we got to see it. We got to see floor 11. New aesthetic. The aesthetic changes every 5 floors. Yeah, the aesthetic changes every 5 floors. There are 5 different aesthetics. So it'll go until, like, floor 25 or so, and then loop again. So floor 25, 50, 75, and 100 will all have the same aesthetic. And those are sort of intended to be, like it's a kind of a slow ramping up as you go through the 5 aesthetics, and then it goes back to the or back to the first one on, like, floor 26. And that's kind of intended to be, kind of like, feel like milestones, I guess. Also, I gotta loop them somewhere, and I can't just make a billion aesthetics, but I also wanted to make it happen often, or I wanted the change to happen often enough that it still felt like you were making progress and not just playing through the same boring thing all the time.
I'm popping at you, Chris.
Oh man, we got a new card! Okay, so we got the Lily White, which we saw before. We got the Sunny Mare, and we got Caracasa! So Caracasa, just a really old umbrella. Now, whereas in the bestiary, you do get like higher resolution versions of these pictures, you sadly do not get that for the cards. If you want anything more for the cards, you're just gonna have to go check, I don't know, my DeviantArt or something where I've got them. Okay, so that'll probably call it for now. Nothing else I want to put in the deck, but I'm going to power up some cards.
Unfortunately, I will not be on Tofu anytime near the end of this round.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I failed you.
That's okay, I'm sure people will see it eventually.
Maybe I'll post it on Reddit. If you're okay with that.
Okay.
Since it is your character.
Yeah, sure. Alright, well, we powered up what we could. We've only made it so far to the mummy. So we got the skeleton, and we got the mummy. I introduce a new monster, or when I introduce a new monster, I also cycle out the old one. So you start with, like, Elemental, Scarecrow, and Witch. So as soon as I introduce the skeleton, which is red element, I cycle out the Elemental, which is a red element. And then similarly, when I introduce the mummy, who's green, I cycle out the Scarecrow, who's green. So you always see, like, these three at the same time, and then these three at the same time, and then these three at the same time. I forget how I change or I forget when I introduce new enemies. I know the floor aesthetic changes every 5 floors, but I forget what I do for the monsters. I'm gonna save. But yeah, we got that. We made it to level 8. We made it to floor, like, 11 or so. We got our deck here decently powered up. I'm gonna get rid of one of these life ups. 3 of each seems pretty healthy. And then I don't just have, like, 100 life ups in my hand I never use. Yeah, so, this has been Fragment Friday. Thank you very much, everybody, for showing up. I'm gonna call it soon so I can go to bed. This has been Fragment Friday. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you very much for everybody who donated. The game you've seen this evening is Tofu Tower, which is the game I made myself. You can check it out on itch.io or Game Jolt. It's on both of them. Do I have a link to both of them? Okay, I gotta go get links to them. Give me a minute. So if you want to play them yourself, you can. They're free to play. There's the itch.io, and there's the game Jolt. You can play it on either one. You can also download the game if you just want to play it on your computer. Also, reminder, we have an official Discord. If anybody wants to join, You don't have to worry about like meeting any requirements or being any special person or anything. Just anybody that wants to join can. It's not a specific thing, like it's for Fragment Friday or Tofu Tower or Final Fantasy or anything. Like anybody that wants to show up, I just want it to be a cool place where people can hang out and chat. So that's all of that. Thank you very much, everybody, for showing up. Thank you, everybody who donated. I hope you had fun. I hope maybe you learned something. Hope you all check out Tofu Tower. I just want people to play this game and have fun. Good night, everybody. Take care. Have fun. Oh, I suppose I should probably... I'm going to close out real quick. I'm going to open it up again. You can see the credits. I don't know if you can even read these. Oh, I don't know yet. Oh! SETI. SETI Funny. SETI Funny! Contact Barry on Discord. So yeah, I don't know if you can read these, but these are the credits. This is the music. 3 people made the music to this game. Cinco Pica, Snabbish, and Fox Synergy. So yeah, good night, everybody.